Hey everybody, Payments Professor, still in Berlin, where we are at Payments Innovation Alliance. And Payments Innovation Alliance is, well, where we bring in international speakers to learn more about what's happening in the world of electronic payments. And I have with me Andrew Gomes from Lipis Advisors. Andrew, when it comes to what's happening in the world of electronic payments, what is happening, let's say, here in the EU that people should be aware of in the US?
Yeah, there's a couple really interesting changes going on. I think some recent regulation passed a couple months ago that we have coming over the next couple of years. One is the verification of payee, so a service for all instant credit transfers and bulk credit transfers, whereby when you as a consumer or a business are initiating a credit transfer, you have to be able to know that the name on that credit transfer actually matches the account that you're paying. That way to cut down on the approved push payment fraud. So,
What if it's only a partial match, though?
well, then you have to make a choice as a consumer. Do I still want to make that payment? Do I feel comfortable? Or do I want to, maybe stop the process, check back in with the individual or company that I'm paying and make sure I check that again? The second one is the instant credit regulation where all banks are going to have to send and receive instant payment credits over the next 18 months.
So is that regulation like that's causing that?
Yeah, so there was a regulation passed that starting in January of next year, all PSPs, payment service providers, will have to enable the receiving of instant payments. And by October 25, they'll have to allow for the sending of instant payments. And they're going to have to do so at no higher cost compared to normal credit transfers. So if the banks want to charge a premium for that, they won't be able to do that anymore.
Okay, well, that's not what's happening in the US, but that is something that we need to be aware of that's happening in the EU. Now, would you say, though, that fraud is going to be a problem in the US with faster payments?
Well, at the moment, it's not. And I think the reason is because there aren't enough institutions sending. So I think as that number of institutions goes up, if we don't have certain protections in place, behavioral analysis, some type of confirmation of payee, smart friction to prevent APP fraud, we are going to see fraud increase in the US as more banks send.
Well, I've also said whenever you have a payment channel, money moving, you're going to have fraud anyway. But that's why the verification of payee question made that come up. That's something that does not exist in the US, but I agree with you. I think it's something we should see in the future.
Yeah, and I think it's really important because consumer trust is really hard to build up, but it's very easy to lose. And once you lose it, it's hard to get it back.
Right. Well, thanks, Andrew. For all of you out there, there's going to be a lot more coming from Payments Innovation Alliance Berlin. As soon as I get back to the States, I'll be posting some of the information that was learned because there was a lot of information learned. So stay tuned for more. For now, class dismissed.